into the dark, I turn my keys inside my hand. The shops have pulled their shutters down. The street has emptied where I stand. Then through the blue between the trees, one window keeps a steady gold. And all the weight I carried home feels lighter before I reach the road. You never ask me to arrive with every answer neatly known. You only make a little space where tired shoulders can let go. You leave a little light on, so I never come home alone. A quiet square of welcome when the rest of the city is closed. No speech waiting at the doorway, no promise carved in stone, just the light you leave on, telling me I am expected home. Come home, come home. My keys fall softly in the bowl. Your shoes are waiting by the wall. A cup is covered on the stove because you knew the night ran long. You take the coat from off my back. I lean against the kitchen frame. Nothing here is grand or staged. Still nothing in me feels the same. I used to measure love by noise, by doors flung wide and crowded rooms. Now I can hear it in the care that leaves a place for me with you. You leave a little light on, so I never come home alone. A quiet square of welcome when the rest of the city is closed. No speech waiting at the doorway, no promise carved in stone, just the light you leave on, telling me I am expected home. I thought love had to shake the walls, had to arrive with perfect lines, but it lives inside the smallest things. A warmer cup, a patient night. And if your road runs late someday, if your brave faces come undone, you will find the same soft window. I will leave the light on. We leave a little light on, so neither one comes home alone. A quiet sign of welcome when the world has taken what it can. No need to prove a lifetime, we choose it night by night. You leave the light on for me, and I will leave it on for you. The outside lamp goes dark at last, only when we are both inside.
I used to wake before the clock, pull one blind and start the day. One clean cup beside the sink, one chair turned the other way. Then you learned I'd take mine plain. I learned you like a little sweet. Somewhere between the kettle song and bare feet crossing tile we changed. There was no sudden flash of truth, no grand arrival at the door. Just one small habit making room for someone I had not planned for. I used to count the morning by the things I had to do. Now the first thing on the table is coffee made for two. One cup dark, one touched with honey, steam rising into view. Love entered without knocking, there's coffee made for two. Morning made for two. You open every curtain wide, I leave one corner soft and dim. You change the station halfway through, I laugh and let the old song spin. The paper waits unopened now, your sleeve is brushing against mine. We talk about the smallest things and somehow never waste the time. I cannot name the exact first day my careful edges came undone. I only know my morning voice no longer speaks to only one. I used to count the morning by the things I had to do. Now the first thing on the table is coffee made for two. One cup dark, one touched with honey, steam rising into view. Love entered without knocking, it's coffee made for two. When did my shelf become our shelf? When did my plans begin to bend? It was not one dramatic hour, it happened slowly day by day. A spoon beside a second cup, your laughter in the hall. 100 quiet repetitions made room enough for us. I will keep the morning gentle when the week comes rushing through. Keep a place beside the window, keep coffee made for two. When the seasons change our rhythm, when the old days feel brand new, I will meet you at the table with coffee made for two. I slide your cup across the wood, you enter, and the day begins.
The elevator numbers glow, the hallway holds its breath. The bakery gate is halfway raised, no traffic at the steps. Your phone is resting face down, mine follows next to yours. A pale line gathers at the glass, but no one needs the day just yet. Soon every screen will call our names, the streets will ask us both to run. For now the room is wide and still, and neither life has quite begun. Before the city wakes, let the whole world wait outside. Let the buses cross without us, let the morning miss us once. Before the city wakes, I can hear you when you speak. We can keep 1 hour split the toast, forget the news, lean quiet by the window frame. You draw a circle in the steam, I write no plans inside the shade. The first crosswalk begins to blink, a delivery truck turns below. Still your shoulder touches mine, and that is all I need to know. The day will take us separate ways, with crowded rooms and hurried speech, but we can choose this little hour, a place the noise can never reach. Before the city wakes, let the whole world wait outside. Let the buses cross without us, let the morning miss us once. Before the city wakes, I can hear you when you speak. We can keep 1 hour honest. Before the city wakes, it does not have to happen by chance. We can guard it from the rush. Set the clocks a little earlier, turn the restless voices down. When the week forgets our faces, when our words grow small and brief, meet me here before the traffic, where the quiet lets us breathe. Before the city wakes, we will keep the world outside. Let the first train leave without us, let the headlines start alone. Before the city wakes, we will choose this hour, keep a small place where we remember how to listen, how to be. The street begins, we stay 1 moment more. Your coat is folded badly on the chair beside the glass. One sleeve almost touches the floor, like you will reach for it and laugh. I stand there longer than I should, surprised by what the sight can mean. A simple thing you left behind has changed the shape of everything. I used to keep the surfaces clear, no sign that anyone might stay. So leaving could be quick and clean if love decided not to wait. Your coat on my chair makes this room feel less afraid, like tomorrow has a place here, like you mean to come back again. I do not need a declaration, I can feel it resting there. All the future I can manage in your coat on my chair. Your book is open by the lamp, a spare key sleeps inside the bowl. Your shoes lean close beside my own, two small proofs I cannot control. There is a hollow in the pillow where your head has learned to lie. I am still learning not to listen for the sound of last goodbyes. You do not hurry me to trust, you do not pull the fear apart. You only keep returning gently till the room believes your heart. Your coat on my chair makes this room feel less afraid, like tomorrow has a place here, like you mean to come back again. I do not need a declaration, I can feel it resting there. All the future I can manage in your coat on my chair. I kept every room half empty, kept the walls prepared to lose. Called it freedom, called it wisdom, called it anything but fear. Now the word mine sounds too narrow, and the word ours fits the air. I can let a life grow slowly from the things we leave in care. Coat on our chair makes this room feel lived and true. There is space beside my history, there is space enough for you. No need to promise every season, no need to answer every prayer. Tonight I leave the room unchanged, and your coat upon our chair. I reach to hang it and let my hand fall and leave it there. Pasta water lost its boil, a lemon waits beneath the knife. You turn the little radio as if the room has changed its mind. A dish towel hangs across your shoulder, the stove light paints the counter gold. You hold one hand across the table and ask me not to finish yet. There is no reservation, no room dressed up for us. You pull me from the serious with one small crooked smile. No candles, no occasion, no perfect place or plan. Just slow dancing in the kitchen with your hand inside my hand. The plates can wait till later, let the old song understand. We found the best part of the evening, slow dancing in the kitchen. Stay in this step. You miss the beat and blame the floor. I step too close and make it worse. We laugh until the spoons all shake inside the drawer beside the stove. Your forehead rests against my own. The whole apartment turns sincere. Nothing outside has disappeared, it simply cannot reach us here. We spend our weeks on schedules, on things that must be done. Tonight the only measure is the space between our steps. No candles, no occasion, no perfect place or plan. Just slow dancing in the kitchen with your hand inside my hand. The plates can wait till later, let the old song understand. We found the best part of the evening, slow dancing in the kitchen. Years from now I may forget what we were trying to prepare. Which song was turning on the radio, what clothes we happened to wear. But I will keep the way you looked when nothing almost no occasion. Still, this is where I wanna stand, slow dancing in the kitchen when our hair has turned to gray. Let the plates wait a little longer, let the old song end again. We will keep the room still moving, slow dancing in the kitchen. The song runs out, but neither of us stops.
I used to hear a quiet room as proof that something had gone wrong. A pause became a closing door, a breath became too sharp, too long. I filled the air with easy talk, explained myself before you asked, kept every sentence moving fast so nothing underneath could rise. You never made me earn the calm, never watched me for a flaw. You sat beside the unfinished thought and did not turn away. You never asked me to fill every space. You made silence feel safe. No warning hidden behind your resting face. You made silence feel safe. I can hear the clock keep moving, I can let the quiet stay. You made silence feel safe. You turn one page beside the lamp. The rain keeps time against the pain. A blanket crosses both our knees. Your hand is near, but makes no claim. The television stays turned off. No one performs a better mood. We share the room without repair, and nothing here is coming loose. My shoulders do not brace themselves, my breathing does not race. I never knew that tenderness could sound like empty space. You never asked me to fill every space. You made silence feel safe. No warning hidden behind your resting face. You made silence feel safe. I can hear the clock keep moving, I can let the quiet stay. You made silence feel safe. Maybe love is not the answer, spoken quickly at the door. Maybe it is what no longer needs defending anymore. Maybe trust is not a promise, but the way a body learns, it can rest beside another without waiting for the turn. I will never ask you to fill every space. I will make silence feel safe. No pressure waiting behind my quiet face. I will make silence feel safe. We can hear the clock keep moving, we can let the moment stay. needs silence feels safe. I will hold it the same way. The second hand keeps moving. Neither of us rushes to speak.
The wipers keep a patient count. The heater hums below our words. Red signs are bending in the glass. Each answer waits to be the first. You miss the turn we always take. I know you saw it in the rain. Neither one suggests we circle back. We let the longer road remain. There is a sentence in the car. Both of us have carried miles. It sits between the dashboard glow and every careful half reply. Rain along the passenger side, and nowhere left for truth to hide. The whole road moving past the glass while we decide what still can last. Rain along the passenger side, your hand steady, mine untied. We do not need a perfect answer, only something honest for the ride. You say the weeks have made us breathe. Two names crossing in a hall. We keep the plans, complete the tasks, but hardly reach each other now. I say I felt the distance too, and feared that naming it would grow. The rain becomes a softer sound the moment we stop speaking low. The traffic light turns red ahead. The whole street gathers into still. You look at me without defense, and I ask what I need to ask. Rain along the passenger side, and nowhere left for truth to hide. The whole road moving past the glass while we decide what still can last. Rain along the passenger side, your hand steady, mine untied. We do not need a perfect answer, only something honest for the ride. Are we still choosing this? Not from habit, not from fear. Are we willing to arrive as the people standing here? You breathe once before you answer, then you place your hand in mine. Yes, but let us stop pretending that love never needs our time. Rain along the passenger side, but nothing left for us to hide. The road keeps open through the dark, and we begin from where we are. Rain along the passenger side, your hand steady next to mine. We pass the exit we were given and keep talking through the drive. The road sign falls behind us. We do not turn around. The clock has passed 11. The bed is still unmade. A record turns a second time. The grocery list can wait. Your sweater hangs below my hands. The sleeves cover every ring. Sunlight stretches on the floor like it has nowhere else to be. I used to think like a good love had to keep me on the run. Now I know the room can stay still and the day can still be full. I do not need anywhere better than a Sunday in your sweater, hair undone, the curtains open, no appointment, no forever speech. Let the whole week wait together. I am warm in borrowed weather. There is nothing small about a Sunday in your sweater. Stay right here, stay right here. The toast is cold, we eat it still. You miss the sleeve and spill the jam. We change our minds about going out, then lose the keys beneath the chair. You play the same side of the record. I know each crack before it comes. Your shoulder makes the softest place for all the noise I carried home. Peace is not an empty feeling, quiet is not time misplaced. Some days love is simply letting nothing urgent take our place. I do not need anywhere better than a Sunday in your sweater, hair undone, the curtains open, no appointment, no forever speech. Let the whole week wait together. I am warm in borrowed weather. There is nothing small about a Sunday in your sweater. Tomorrow brings the ringing phones, the traffic and the crowded lists, but I will carry this slow morning in the way your sleeve still fits. Not every joy needs witnesses, not every love needs something new. Sometimes peace is how the heart knows it has found a place that is true. I do not need anywhere better than a Sunday in your sweater. When the busy days surround me, I will keep this room in reach. Let the coming week remember how it felt to rest together. There is nothing small about a Sunday in your sweater. I turn it over and we begin the side again. Your name is still above the thread, though months have moved beneath the date. I type I hope you have been well, then clear the line and start again. The cursor blinks against the dark, my thumb remembers where to press. I write the words we never reached when both of us were too upset. The message grows beyond hello, past every safe and measured line. An apology, a thank you, and one question without time. I wrote the truth and watched it wait, the message I never sent. Every word lit up the room, every sentence asked what it meant. I could pull you toward the past just to know where the feeling went. So I held the night between my hands with the message I never sent. I wrote that I was sorry too, that leaving did not make you wrong, that some of what we could not fix still taught me how to carry on. I almost asked if you still pause when certain streets repeat our names, then knew that any answer given open would ask us both to hurt again. The screen begins to dim itself, my thumb is waiting over send. I see two futures in 1 second, neither one can make amends. I wrote the truth and watched it wait, the message I never sent. Every word lit up the room, every sentence asked what it meant. I could pull you toward the past just to know where the feeling went. So I held the night between my hands with the message I never sent. Maybe you would answer kindly, maybe silence would return. Maybe one old door would open only long enough to burn. Maybe closure is not hearing every word I want explained. Maybe love can leave with dignity and not be called again. I gave the night its quiet and deleted what I never sent. I placed the phone face down, the screen goes dark, and I let the room remain. The drawer beneath the folded scarf sticks slightly when I pull. A pale line marks the place where dust has settled on the wood. The photograph is face down, still its corners softened by the years. I do not open it each week, but I remember it is there. Hiding is not the same as losing. Keeping is not turning back. Some things need a quiet distance more than they need an ending. I let the old days rest where the photograph sleeps, not forgotten, not invited to return and live with me. I can close the drawer with kindness, I can leave the past in peace. Let the old days rest where the photograph sleeps. Behind it lies a paper ticket. The ink has faded at the edge. On the back your hurried writing names a place that changed us then. We were younger in the picture, trying hard to look assured. I can love the ones we once were without asking for them back. There was a time I turned it over just to make the room feel near. Now I know a memory can matter without ruling every year. I let the old days rest where the photograph sleeps, not forgotten, not invited to return and live with me. I can close the drawer with kindness, I can leave the past in peace. Let the old days rest, where the photograph sleeps. I lifted once and faced the window, afternoon moves through the frame. For a moment I consider throwing every trace away, but erasing is not healing, and possession is not grief. So I place it back with nothing left to prove and nothing to retrieve. I let the old days rest, where the photograph sleeps. They can keep the shape they carried without taking hold of me. I can close the drawer with kindness, I can walk away in peace. Let the old days rest, where the photograph sleeps. The drawer closes gently and stays closed. I used to answer every call before I knew what I could give. Turn every no into a maybe, make myself the room to live in. I called exhaustion patience, called disappearing compromise, and wondered why my own reflection looked like someone passing by. Care is not a debt I owe, for every kindness I receive. I can love another person without abandoning me. I can love without falling apart. I am learning to be a little kinder with my heart. I can pause before I promise, I can tell the truth at the start. I am learning to be a little kinder with my heart. Now I let the phone ring twice before I answer out of fear. I take the walk I said I needed, I leave when no one wants to hear. I move the old reminder from the table by the bed, open up the morning curtains, let a different thought come in. Boundaries do not make me colder, rest does not make love less true. The more honestly I hold myself, the more honestly I can hold you. I can love without falling apart. I am learning to be a little kinder with my heart. I can pause before I promise, I can tell the truth at the start. I am learning to be a little kinder with my heart. My heart was never the problem that needed discipline or blame. It carried every open door and still kept beating through the strain. I will not harden it for safety, I only have to choose temperature gently. I can stay myself from the start. I am choosing to be a little kinder with my heart. I pull the curtains open and let the daylight in. The plates are empty on the table. The record nears its final line. Your jacket still rests by the doorway. Mine is folded next to mine. The tea went cold an hour ago. The last train left without a sound. I know the evening should be ending, still I do not want it now.
I am not asking for a promise.
I am not asking where this goes.
I only want another moment
Before the room begins to close. Stay until the lamps go low. We do not have to name tomorrow. Let the shadows cross the table. Let the record turn once more. Stay until the lamps go low. There is nothing we must borrow. Only one unhurried evening. Only here, only now.
I stayed because the room feels honest, because your silence does not test, because I do not have to offer something larger than my best.
I watch the hour pass behind you, watch the window lose the street, and every reason I might leave became less urgent in this seat.
I cannot promise every season.
I can be truthful where I stand.
I can stay a little longer
without pretending I have planned. Stay until the lamps go low. We do not have to name tomorrow. Let the shadows cross the table. Let the record turn once more. Stay until the lamps go low. There is nothing we must borrow. Only one unhurried evening. Only here, only now.
One honest night can be enough
to meet each other without fear.
We do not need to force a future
to make the present real.
And when tomorrow finds the window,
we can meet it as we are. Not because tonight demanded, but because we chose to stay. Till the lamps go low. We do not have to fear tomorrow. Let the final shadow settle. Let the record finish slow. Stay until the lamps go low. When the morning finds this room, can meet it without pressure, still beside each other here. The room goes dark, neither of us leaves.
You leave your shoes beside the door, one turned over on its side. Your bag slips slowly from your shoulder. You say the day was mostly fine, but you forget to take your coat off, and your dinner stays untouched. There is a pause behind each answer. It says the hours ask too much. I will not hand you easy answers. I will not tell you what to change. I turn the phone down on the table and give the evening back your name. Tell me about your day, start anywhere you need. Tell me what made you hold your breath, what no one let you speak. You do not have to make it smaller. You do not have to say you are okay. I have nowhere else to hurry. Tell me about your day. You tell me someone changed the deadline and blame the silence on your desk. The train stood still between two stations. You missed the call you meant to make. You laugh about the smallest problem and stop before the harder part. I wait without completing sentences and let you choose where it should start. I do not reach across the story to turn each trouble into mine. I keep my hands around the warm cup and give your words the room they need. Tell me about your day, start anywhere you need. Tell me what made you lose your patience, what followed you into the street. You do not have to make it smaller. You do not have to say you are okay. I have nowhere else to hurry. Tell me about your day. Love is not always an answer. Sometimes it is staying near, not correcting every feeling, not explaining why it is here. I may not change what happened, I may not know the perfect phrase, but I can sit beside the whole truth and listen while it finds its shape. Tell me about your day, and I will tell you mine. We can bring the unfinished pieces we kept hidden to survive. Neither one must make it smaller, neither one must perform okay. We can meet each other honestly at the ending of the day. I have nowhere else to hurry. Tell me about your day. The kettle clicks off in the kitchen. The food grows cold, and neither of us gets up. borrowed keys, the names on unfamiliar doors, hotel curtains, packed up boxes, floors that never felt like floors. I chased a room with better windows, a street that finally fit my view. Kept believing one more address would make the restless feeling move. But every place became temporary, every wall stayed partly new, until ordinary evenings started making sense with you. I kept looking for a room with the perfect view, but home was always you. Not the city, not the ceiling, not the shape the sunlight drew. Everywhere I learned belonging, home was always you. Was your hand across the boxes, your name beside mine on the mail, the way you knew when I was tired before my careful voice could fail. It was not ownership or distance, not a place we could not lose. It was being fully known and never asked to play a role. Now the rooms can keep on changing, life can alter every view. I no longer ask the doorway to become what I found in you. I kept looking for a room with the perfect view, but home was always you. Not the city, not the ceiling, not the shape the sunlight drew. Everywhere I learned belonging, home was always you. Home is not a fixed location, not a promise walls can make. It is where I can arrive without a version I must fake. It is knowing we can carry what no moving truck can move. Build a feeling in each season, make a place from what is true. We may awake in different cities, see 1,000 changing views. Still I know what I am carrying, home was always you. We will set the boxes down, make a table, choose a room. Wherever life keeps opening, we will build a home there too. I stopped looking for a room with a perfect view, because home was always you. I set the final box down,